This is Dr. Safira Da Costa and I welcome you to my video on plasma therapy and plasma donation. Now I'm sure during this pandemic times you have definitely heard of the term plasma donation or plasma therapy. When a COVID-19 patient is critically ill, usually plasma therapy is what is opted for. Now what exactly is this plasma therapy? Is plasma donation painful? How long does it take for plasma donation? What exactly is plasma? Do you have to donate blood or do you directly donate plasma from your body? Now, if these questions are at the back of your head, then this video will answer all these questions for you. So please watch this video till the end. Before going to the details of plasma donation, let us understand what exactly plasma therapy is. Now plasma is basically a component of our blood. Now blood, as you know, is made of various components like WBCs, RBCs, platelets, and one such component of blood is plasma. Now blood can be divided into two parts, the solid hematocrit and the liquid part, and this liquid part is nothing but the plasma. It comprises of 55% of the composition of blood. Now when we usually see blood, it is red in color, and this redness is given to blood by a component known as hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin is present in the RBCs of the blood. But when we are talking about plasma, we are talking about that component of the blood that is devoid of the RBCs. Hence, plasma is not red, but actually it is yellowish in color. Now this plasma comprises of many components, but we will be only dealing with the antibodies that are present in plasma. Now antibodies are nothing but the defense system of the body. They are like the soldiers that fight for the body against any infections, any viruses, bacteria, etc. These antibodies are nothing but proteins and we call them immunoglobulins. So what happens is when the body is invaded by any virus, in defense to this virus, the body produces these antibodies, and then the antibodies slowly fight against this virus and finally they overcome the virus and throws it out of the body. So basically this is a process where the virus first attacks the body. The moment the body understands that there is some invader invading the body from outside, the soldiers of the body, that is the antibodies, are produced to protect the body from these invaders. Once the antibodies are produced, they start fighting with these invaders, that is the virus. And finally, the antibodies of the body, they capture this virus and destroy them, hence making the body fit again. Now, although the virus is killed from the body, the antibodies, that is the defense system of the body, is still present. So the next time the body is invaded by the same virus, the body is already prepared with its soldiers which know this virus and they know how to fight with this virus, kill them and hence defend the body from invasion. Now what happens in critically ill patients? The body is unable to prepare these antibodies to fight against the invading virus. So basically there are no soldiers to fight against this virus that is coming inside the body, and hence the body requires soldiers from outside, and these soldiers from outside are nothing but antibodies that is donated to the patient from another person who has suffered and cured from COVID. Now as I told you before, even after the body is cured and the virus is killed, the antibodies that were produced in the body to fight against this virus still persist in the body in the plasma. So that means a patient who is cured from COVID still has antibodies present in his plasma which are ready to fight against this virus. So this plasma is taken from this cured patient of COVID and it is transfused into a patient who is suffering from COVID and is so critically ill that his body cannot produce the defense system, or rather cannot produce the antibodies to fight against the virus. So these ready-made bodies that we have got from a cured patient of COVID, when transfused into a critically ill patient, they will fight for that patient against the virus and cure the patient from COVID. And this whole process of taking the antibodies from an individual who is cured from COVID-19 and transferring it into a critically ill COVID patient is known as plasma therapy. Now that we know what plasma therapy is, let's go forward and see what exactly is plasma donation, whether every individual cured from COVID can donate plasma, and what exactly is the process of this plasma donation. Now coming to plasma donation, the first thing that is done is that an IgG antibody test is done on the individual who has been cured from COVID. Now in this test, the IgG of that individual should be more than 15. So if that IgG of that individual is less than 15, that individual cannot donate plasma. So to donate plasma, you need to have an IgG titer of more than 15. So to know the process of plasma donation, I spoke to an individual who has been cured from COVID-19 and he has donated his plasma to one of his relatives. So I have asked him the step-wise process of this plasma donation that he has done so that we get first-hand information on what exactly is plasma donation. So first I asked this individual how exactly did he come to know about plasma donation. Now what happens is that the government has a track of each and every COVID patient. This is because of the Aadhaar card, or rather the Aadhaar number that is submitted during treatment. So he had got a call encouraging him to donate his plasma from some organization. Now at that time he was totally clueless about what plasma donation is, and it was in his head that it is a very painful process. So he refused. But later on he read about it, and when he came to know it is very similar to blood donation, and at the same time there was one of his relatives that was critically ill and required plasma donation, he was convinced and he went ahead. Now initially he thought it may be a 1 or 2 hour process, so he prepared himself mentally and he went to the hospital. Over there they did his COVID test, which was a nasal swab and a throat swab to confirm that he is COVID negative. Also, they did a blood test to check for the antibodies, that is the IgG titer, whether it is more than 15. Both the tests were done, but he was called the next day for the result, and he was told in case he is ideal to donate plasma, the donation will be done the next day itself. So the next day he went again to the hospital and he was confirmed to be COVID negative. Also, his IgG antibody titer was around 127. So this individual was ideal to donate plasma. They also drew his blood again to do a test for communicable diseases, that is like HIV or hepatitis, etc. On fulfilling all the criteria of being able to donate his plasma, he was given a form in which some general questions were asked, like whether he has donated blood before, or whether he was feeling well, or was there any weakness present. So after filling this form, all the formalities were complete and this whole process took around 1 hour. After that, a doctor came to him and briefed him about the process of the plasma donation and informed him that it would take around 40 to 45 minutes. Then in another 30 minutes, he was taken in for the donation, where he says the setup was very similar to that of a normal blood donation. Okay? But over here, instead of drawing the blood once, there were actually 2 sittings done, and he says approximately around 500 ml of blood was drawn. So the difference over here in plasma donation is that although full blood is drawn out from your body, the blood is subjected to a process known as plasmapheresis, where in this machine, the whole blood that is drawn out from your body gets separated into 2 components, that is the plasma and the remaining hematocrit, that is the RBCs, WBCs, platelets, etc. So the plasma part of the blood is set aside for donation and the remaining part of the blood is put back inside the body. So it is like a whole circle where whole blood is being removed from the body. Through the process of plasmapheresis, the blood is divided into its plasma and its hematocrit components. The plasma is used for donation, whereas the hematocrit, that is the RBCs, WBCs, platelets, etc., is put back inside your body. Now this whole process was done 2 times in this individual, and although he was told that the whole process will take around 40 to 45 minutes, but he being young, that is of the age of 28 years old, I guess the circulation of the blood was good inside his body, and he says the whole process took him nothing more than 25 minutes. It was a painless experience. The only pain he felt was when the needle was pricked to remove his blood. Talking about weakness, this individual has donated blood many times in his life, and he says that the weakness that came on his body after donating plasma was much less compared to the weakness that comes on after blood donation. And that was it. He went back home and followed his normal routine. So this basically was in short about the whole process of plasma donation. The thing I want to emphasize on is that plasma donation is not a painful process. It is very similar to blood donation, and the weakness that comes onto the body after the plasma donation is quite less compared to that which comes on after blood donation. So, if you are a patient cured from COVID and you want to donate plasma, and the only thing that is keeping you back is the fear of pain or the process, then now you know the details and the facts of plasma donation, so you can go ahead, donate your plasma and save a life. With this, I come to an end on this session on plasma therapy and plasma donation. Do subscribe to my channel for more such information on health related issues and public concerns. Thank you.